Hi, Kennedy. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this ARDD sponsor interview with me. I really appreciate it. And on behalf of the ARDD team, I am more than grateful to have you as Tier 4 sponsor. Rejuve.Bio is sponsoring for the first time this year, if I remember correctly. So thank you so much, because thanks to your support, the conference can grow and provide even more valuable content and experience for the participants and speakers. So having said that, thank you very, very much. And can you please tell me a little bit more about yourself and Rejuve.Bio? Who are you and what is your place in the longevity ecosystem?
First of all, thank you so much for having me, Dominica. And Rejuve.Bio is super excited to come to ARDD for the first time this year. And as a sponsor, we are a newer biotech company. We fit into the longevity ecosystem. We've actually working on a kind of project that's been around for a long time. Our core technology centers on the Methuselah fruit fly, which is a longevity animal model that's been around for decades now. It was first developed by my mentor, Michael Rose, at UC Irvine, starting in 1980. It's a population of fruit flies that's been selectively bred for enhanced longevity over the course of over 40 years now. I took those flies over almost 20 years ago and have continued to selectively breed them for longevity. And so we have fruit flies that live nearly 6 months now. We've been
Wow.
able to identify very significant genomic characteristics in those flies that contribute to their longevity. And the good news about that is there's lots of human orthologs in those characteristics. So lots of opportunity to use these models that still live a relatively short time compared to us to study longevity that can be ported over to humans. And one of the really useful ways that we can do that, being at this point in history in biological research, is the advent of advanced artificial intelligence. And that's also the other component of Rejuve.Bio. We are part of the Singularity Net ecosystem of AI companies, which is led by Dr. Ben Goertzel, who people often credit with coining the term AGI, artificial general intelligence. And I'm actually broadcasting to you now from the AGI 24 conference at the University of Washington. So under Ben Goertzel's leadership on the AI development front, we are also developing an AI biomedical research platform that we will be licensing to other labs and biotech companies for their own usage for their own research, and in collaborations with us as well. And then in-house, we will use it with our proprietary data sets, that's the Methuselah flies, to study specifically longevity and aging-related diseases, figuring out how the Methuselah fly genome can port more accurately over to the human genome. The AI that we're building is based on a knowledge metagraph called the bioatom space. Basically, what's meant to be sort of a repository of all biomedical knowledge that exists across all species. And the advanced AI that we've built with SingularityNet, called OpenCog Hyperon, is meant to traverse this knowledge metagraph, finding patterns, making inferences, generating hypotheses that humans would otherwise miss. And so really advancing biomedical research in the anti-aging landscape for our case, and then for other diseases, of course. I say people don't have to use it for aging research, but technically all disease research is aging research. So that's the way I see it.
Exactly. This is definitely the golden statement that all age-related diseases and many other diseases stem from the aging process itself. But
Mhm.
wow, like you're doing really a lot of stuff. So would I be correct to say that your two most prominent paths at Rejuve.Bio are first creating the proprietary data set from the Methuselah fly, and second creating the AI platform that is going to be like an AI researcher, right? To have some degree of being autonomous, right?
Yeah, yeah, those are our two main pillars.
Okay, okay. So thank you for clarifying that. And then what would you say is like the next milestone to achieve on the ladder towards like finally getting that into action?
So we are currently in the process of collaborating with several other university research labs to test out a beta version of our AI platform to see how it performs with massive data sets, generating hypotheses and making inferences for research. We have some letters of intent signed with some smaller biotech companies who are interested in using it, giving us feedback for that. We are also working with the Galaxy community, which is an open source community of biomedical researchers, rolling out two of the features of our platform, the gene ontology service and hypothesis generation service, into the Galaxy toolshed, so we can get feedback from that community on how those two features are working before we roll out the platform as a service, hopefully in the next year or so. And then for its use in-house with our fly data sets, we have some targets and pathways that we are looking at. We do actually have a supplement that I helped develop with my first company for memory that was actually tested in some dementia patients in a pilot back in 2015 that has some indication that it actually helped dementia patients retain their cognition. We, of course, want to do more extensive testing on that, but that will kind of be the baseline for maybe a suite of supplement line that we will roll out and then use that as a launch point for deeper study to see if there's a small molecule potential in that compound for maybe a lead drug. And we are actively seeking pharma partners for collaboration on that right now. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it really seems to me that you have such a versatile approach to aging, just tackling it from every possible perspective when it comes to acting upon it, which is like an amazing approach. And let me pick on one word that you said many times, and this is partnerships. And as we both know, ARDD is known for its, well, famous by this point, partnership potential. So you mentioned that you're open to collaborating with pharma companies. This year we'll have 7 major pharma company representative on site. So, so what specific type of partnerships are you looking forward to?
Yeah, and so that is our main goal in attending ARDD, and that's what has attracted us to the conference. Um, we are looking for partnerships for development of our lead products. We, like I mentioned, we do have some um, candidate pathways that we've identified in the flies that do port over to humans. We the size that our lab is now, we do need some help from a bigger partner that could help do some of the heavy lifting for some of the additional research and development that would go on that end. And then some of our collaborations that we do have in the works with some of the other smaller biotech companies testing their supplements that they've, or their substances rather, that they've identified that work in other species such as C. elegans that they've wanted tested in the flies, that we have another proof of concept in the flies that we want to continue to test. So a pharma partner or a larger biotech company partner would help us take the next step in studying those candidates as well. So basically, yeah, R&D partners, and then obviously if there's partners that are interested in helping us with investment or growth from a growth perspective, that's also something that we're actively looking for as well.
Okay, so the main objective is bigger pharma companies or biotech companies for R&D and investment, right? If I may ask, are you right now raising, or are you going to be raising any capital?
Yeah, we are currently raising. We're still in seed stage right now. We have benefited from being incubated by the Singularity Net ecosystem. They do act as our incubator, and so they've provided quite a bit of investment to date for us. And so until we raise our seed fund that we are currently raising, we've done a pretty good chunk through a crowd fund through the Net Capital platform right now. And so, yeah, but we are still raising.
Okay, I will definitely highlight this a lot so that, even more investors can come to you, not only with being fascinated with who you represent, but also having some deeper insights through this interview. So that's definitely on the agenda. And if we can reverse the scenario for a little bit, and let's say there is a student or a smaller biotech company than Rejuve.AI who is watching this video right now, are you open to any partnerships where you can serve as a kind of mentor or leader?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that would be great. And I'm a huge advocate of mentorship, of bringing students in. I love seeing so many new students coming into the longevity and anti-aging bio space. I mean, I remember when I first started in this space, it was kind of still a little bit on the fringe and not really super popular yet. And so it's been really awesome to watch it grow. Yeah, I am actively trying to get to a point where I can start sort of a mentorship program and bring students in to do internships in our lab. We do have a small lab in Orange County, California, where the flies are housed, and where we do some of our core microbiology work. So yeah, absolutely.
So let me pick on this beginning of a story that you mentioned that you remember when you were a student, just getting into the topic. So can you tell me the story and like the emotion that was prevalent when you decided to take over from your mentor and be like, yes, I want to establish a company. This is my moment for Rejuve.AI. How did you feel? What was the background behind it?
Um, so I went into the study of biology, like most people, thinking I was going to be a physician, I think. And then when I decided to join my undergraduate research lab, I joined Michael Rose's lab, just because I was in his lecture one day at school, and I really liked him. I thought his personality it kind of struck a chord with me. And so I went into his office hours and asked if I could join his lab. I knew that they studied aging and used flies, and I thought that was really interesting. And then, when he told me about why they studied the aging process and how it was sort of how it was a way of looking at combating, like, not just like one disease at a time, but the actual process that causes a bunch of diseases, that really it ignited something in me, and it really made me believe that, this whole notion of preventative medicine could really be a thing, and that it was really valuable. And especially, I mean, the way that the healthcare system works now, especially in the United States, preventative medicine isn't really top of mind for a lot of systems and a lot of people. And that's just kind of very backwards to me. I think that there's a larger purpose here that I think a lot of societies could be not just like a lot healthier from a physical standpoint, but a lot healthier from, an economical standpoint, a social standpoint, if preventative medicine was really at a core. And that's really what aging and longevity biomedical research is. It's preventative medicine. It's preventing these chronic diseases by slowing down, halting, reversing the aging process so that people can live more productive, happier, healthier lives. And so when I was finishing up my studies, this opportunity presented itself to be a founding at first lab director for this company that was being formed with the fruit flies. The first company was called Genescient. And so I was the founding lab director for that company. And then Genescient is actually what has been scooped up by SingularityNet and spun into what is now Rejuve.Bio. And Rejuve.Bio is actually the sister company to Rejuve.AI. So I should clarify that there's two parts to Rejuve. Rejuve.Bio is the traditional biotech side, the lab, and then Rejuve.AI is a customer-facing longevity app. And so the app is the means by which we will continue to collect human data that will update our AI that we use on the biotech side to research and develop new therapies. And the Rejuve.AI app is a tokenomically incentivized member network. So people will be compensated and incentivized to contribute their longevity data for our research. So it's kind of a sort of decentralized science, unique kind of aspect to the project. But yeah, we are two distinct companies, but we're sisters in a sense. So
You're
yeah, so
sisters,
that's
but
how
you
I got into it.
both
And it just
towards yeah, sister, but both working towards the ultimate goal, which is just like you mentioned, the uttermost form of prevention, fighting aging.
yes,
So,
yes.
and I
And
really,
bringing that to everybody, making sure everybody has access to that. And it's not just the wealthiest 1%.
yeah, yes, exactly. That's so important to highlight. And it really struck me, and I really associate myself with the feeling that you said that you went to this professor's lecture and he was nice, so we decided to go to office hours, and then just one thing led to another. And I think this is such a beautiful story because it highlights how we inspire not only with our research and our publications, but especially by how we communicate it and how our soul, our personal traits and characteristics get into the communication of why do the stuff that we do, because everybody can read the research paper, but not everybody can ignite the passion in others. And I think ARDD is the unique place where people with this power of inspiration can gather. And I'm very, very happy to have you and Rejuve.Bio as a part of this community this year. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you for sponsoring, and thank you for sharing the beautiful stories and missions. Fingers crossed for achieving your objectives with Rejuve.AI and Rejuve.Bio. I will track the progress meticulously, and can't wait to see you at ARDD in less than 2 weeks.
We're super excited. Thanks, Dominica, and I will see you in Copenhagen.
Thank you, Kennedy. See you soon.